We're going to see if I held up my end of a challenge. Well, let me rephrase that. I challenged myself to use 2026, the year we are in, 2026 grams of yarn for knitting. And then I went a step further and said, I want to do 2026 grams worth of yarn in crochet. Well, actually, it's kind of reversed. But the point is, if you're interested in seeing how I measured up to myself, stay tuned. Grab your project, grab your drink, and come with me. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm glad you're here. Whether you are new or you are a returning viewer and I cannot talk, I have not had enough caffeine today, just letting you know. Regardless, however you are when you come to my channel, I'm grateful that you're here and spending time with me. So, have I hit my goal yet? I know back in, I think it was December. No, it was November. Right around Thanksgiving, I believe it was, that I had decided I wanted to do some fun things this year. Well, this is one of those fun things that I began. I told y'all about this all in January. StashBusting 2026. For me, that is to say, I wanted to crochet 2026 grams worth of yarn out of my stash, but I felt that would be really, really easy. So I went one step further and said, I want to also knit 2026 grams of yarn out of my stash. And this is really truly the first numerical update that I've done to tell y'all how I'm actually doing with my challenge to myself. You ready? It is dirty, but I got out my handy dandy scale. Now, I've already figured them out, but you're catching me right after I have tallied everything and figured out where I'm at. Oh, if you're hanging around, you might want to grab you a project and grab you a drink. It's not going to be abysmally long because I want to get started filming another video of a tutorial type style. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I want to try to get it going today because this week is a little bit crazy. Alright, so we're going to start with crochet, because when I was thinking about all this, I was trying to remember, and you know, since the concussion, my memory is not the best. But I think I have everything. If y'all can, if you don't see something that you remember that I've done, you have better memories than me then. But leave it down in the comment below, because I'm scared that I missed some things. Because it feels like I've done so much more. And anyway, let's get started. Alright, the first one is the crochet along blanket that I did in the sunset colorway. Now my grandson has that, but I did weigh it. It is 1,378 grams. Now I'm going to put that on the thing here. Actually, no, you know what? I don't think I am, because that's just going to be so much more that my son has to edit. But I have it written out. See, I have it all written out. Okay. I don't have that one on me. I do, although I do have the aqua version on me right now, but it is not complete, so I'm not adding it in to my count, to my numbers right now. I do hope to go ahead and get that finished. That way I can figure out where it's going, because it's going to have to find a home. As gorgeous as it is, and as much as I would love to keep it, I do not need any more blankets. Okay, so also the very first thing I did was this gray scarf with the nice little cable look to it. This one was 202 grams. Then I did the Sunrise Ombre Mesh Market Bag. This one right here. This one was 201 grams. So there was only a single gram difference between this and that scarf, which is hilarious. Then I took all of these. Hold on. And these are the granny squares that I completed for y'all, trying different granny square patterns and whatnot that I completed for y'all in the month of June. So I guess I should have started this off by saying, wait, I don't know if I showed y'all that. Did I show y'all that? Have y'all seen this? Leave me a comment down below, and if you have not seen this, I'll explain it. But for right now, it did get included because it was finished. Actually, you know what? I could add the aqua blanket in as squares, but I'm not. You know, I've already got all this calculated, and I'm not going to recalculate it. All right. Then I have... now, all of those granny squares were 466 grams. I wonder, would y'all be interested in the ounces too? Because I have those written down. Alright, so that sunset blanket was 48 ounces. The gray scarf was 7 ounces. The Sunrise Ombre was 7 ounces. The granny squares, all of those were 16.5 ounces. And now we're caught up. So then I have not made the matching guy for this. This is my chicken hot pad or trivet. It is 27 grams, which is 0.95 ounces. I still like this little guy. He's so cute. I love that colorway on him. Okay. Then the last thing that I have is this freshly pressed and sage market bag, which it comes in at 204. So this one actually comes in 3 grams more than the Sunrise, or yeah, Sunrise Ombre. So that surprised me. All right, now there is one blanket that I wrote on here, but I put question marks because I wasn't sure if I wanted to include it. And that is the charity blanket that I had taken to Red Cross. Could not think of the name to save my neck. But I was scared to include that because, yes, I finished it there in January. But I didn't count that because I had started it in December and I had worked on it mainly in December. Well, November and well, no, it was December. Yeah. December into January. So, I mean, I could have counted it. But I didn't keep track of the yardage or the weight. So It's not going to show up. All right, so all of those to say, oh, and did I say that this was 7 ounces? It was 204 grams and 7 ounces. All right, so with just those things, it is 2,478 grams of crochet items. I did forget one thing, and that was the top that I designed, the crochet top. So it will go onto the next, because this is an ongoing thing, and all of these were what I completed between January and June. Okay, so the first 6 months of the year, I've already blown 2,026 grams out of the water. I've got like 400 extra grams. So I may end up doubling it. I don't know. Because, well, yes, I might, because I have the animal squares that I'm going to be making into 2 blankets. So I may end up doubling it, or even tripling it, because my aqua blanket will be also calculated, because I will be finishing that up in the last half of the year. So yeah. The only thing is if I use those granny squares that I made for in June, I will have to subtract those from the final blanket weight, because I've counted them already, the 466 grams, and it's going to take a lot more than those, trust me. It will take a lot more of those. Now, that's not bad. Now we're going to go into knitting. Yeah, we're going to go into knitting. Okay. Knitting is not so long. Knitting is, it's just not as long. All right. But we're not talking about, well, I will include this, and I won't include it in the next update for that. But one of the problems is the 12 cast ons for 2026. I have all those cast on, but I haven't finished a whole lot of them. I finished the pink hat, which was, I think that was my baker's hat. It was just a plain stockinette stitch. And then this one I finally finished. And this one is, I think it's Pearl Soho's ribbed hat. Hold on. I'll be able to tell you. Since this is kind of an update for this, let me find out. Oops. All right. Why am I signed? Hey, this is really irritating. Every time I turn around, it signs me out. But at least this time, it remembered me. All right. And see, I haven't even updated this one nor my pink hat saying completed. All right, so yes, the pink one was my baker's hat. This one, it's saying it's the 2x2 by Pearl Soap. No. Wait, nope. 2x2 by Anne Gagnon. Okay. It did turn out, I did just do just a pull tight, because it was not decreasing like it should. And I don't know if that was the pattern or if it was me or what the situation was. But I did get it finished. And if it is worn properly, now this is the very small mannequin head, but if it is worn properly, you can make it into a slouch hat. Or you can, you know, I don't have a big enough mannequin head. But this puppy right here was 93 grams. And the pink hat is over here. I did weigh it. It was 67 grams. All right, so the red hat was 93 grams and 3.28 ounces. The pink hat was 67 grams and 23 ounces. Now, I also counted all the scrubbies that I did. I did not count the scrubbies that my daughter-in-law, that I started and then my daughter-in-law finished. So, because I didn't knit all of those. So these were 86 grams at 3 ounces. And then, now I don't, oops. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I gotta make sure I'm keeping track. Now, I only have one of these to show you because Tina has the other. But this is my Fleur Lavender or something. It's a French version. Looks like Easter flowers to me. Or at least Easter colorway. But I just took this, weighed it, and multiplied it by 2. So that gives me 310 grams. And I did not find out. 310 grams are, it's 10.93 ounces. So almost 11 ounces. I'm just going to do 11 ounces. And I have, you know, like I said, I only have the one. Okay. But that's what I was calculating. Alright. These socks right here. Remember I did 2 of these. But only one this year for the 12 cast stones of 2026. And these are 56 grams, which is basically 2 ounces. And then my very last thing is the, I think it was Brianna shawl. Cowl. What was that? No, it wasn't. That's not what it was. And the pattern is on my phone, so I can't even tell you 100% which one it was. It was the linen lace cowl that I did. It was a knit along with Pam. And I cannot remember the name of it. Pam, I am so sorry. You know, it's been way too long since I did it. But it weighed 86 grams, and that equates pretty much out to 3 ounces. So for knitting, I have not hit my goal yet. But we all know that I'm knitting those t-shirts, or some of those t-shirts, because a couple of them I think I have just kind of kicked to the curb. The one, I'll tell you all about it on the update. Anyway, so with all of these, I'm only at 698 grams, which is not much. So that is 24 ounces. That is not much at all. But to be fair now, I have a lot tied up in my knitting bags. Because I have the Aria tee. Actually, Ravelry's right here. I have the Aria tee. The Main Street top, At the Seaside, and the Cable Strata tee. Now, the Cable Strata tee is very close to being done, but there was something that I was having trouble with, and I can't remember. I'm going to have to sit down back with that pattern and figure it out. So, the only things, alright, well, I finished these vanilla socks, which were these right here. There was another vanilla sock that I had. Oh, yeah. That was my, I'm only down to the heel on the second one of those. So those are almost done. I've got Hermione's Everyday Socks, and I have those in gray. Yeah, so we'll do an update of that later. So I have a lot tied up in knitting that when they're done, I know I'm going to hit my 2,026 gram goal. I don't know if I'm going to exceed it. I might, because I want to get started. There's that new yarn that I have. I have that that brand new yarn that Laura sent me in that beautiful rich purple. And then I have that Malabrigo in the bright, beautiful, almost like a cobalty blue. And then I have the Supernova in Yarn Bee, and that beautiful combination. What was the colorway on that? With the beautiful burgundy. I know I said it once before. So I have a lot, and I'm not going to get into it right now. So I do have a lot of shirts or tops that I want to make. But I'm very finicky. I like this one. This one's called The Perfect Tea by Originally Lovely. There's a couple things I would do. Ow! I hit a knot, y'all. That hurt. I would definitely pick up these stitches a little differently. And I don't know if it's because it's cotton, because this is the Joann's hand-painted cotton. Or if it would have been different if I had picked it up and did ribbing. I don't think I could handle ribbing, though. The I-cord bind off, or the collar in I-cord, is probably as much as I could handle it being up here. I wish I could alter the pattern to where it's more of a scoop neck, because, you know, with my turkey neck, I don't want things way, way close up to my neck. Now, I am working on that Aria tee, which is a V-neck. So, and I think these holes are really what makes me hesitate from wearing this thing as much as I want to. I like the raglan so far, but I do want to know how a set-in sleeve or even maybe a drop shoulder shirt would look on me. Because my t-shirts, my regular factory-made t-shirts, are big enough to where they're considered drop shoulder if I were to make one. So that's another thought. But yeah, I've kind of blown myself away in regards of the crochet exceeding my expectations. Knitting, I feel like because I have been knitting on all of those things, and it feels like my knitting number should be so far higher. But it's because they're not completed. And I may get cracking on those soon. But right now, I am still working on those crochet animal squares. And this week, I'm completing 5 more squares. I've made the bases for them. I just need to do the faces on them. And then I wanted to do the tutorial style video today. So I might not get any crocheting done today. Alright, so if that's what you came here for, I am done. I am still going to try to hit the goal for the knitted stuff. But I've also started with that top that I forgot about. I've already started my next half of the calculation. Because I don't think I'm going to do it monthly. I mean, I don't know. Y'all tell me, would you like to hear about this stuff monthly? Or should I just do it at the end of the year? Because I did one halfway through the year. So should I just do one at year end? It's up to you. I can do it either way. I just don't want to. I don't want y'all to get tired of it, honestly. That's why I haven't been doing like a month to month thing so far, because I was really scared y'all would get tired of it. Sorry. Did I mention I'm tired? But, yeah, that's all for that. Now, let me tell y'all. My husband bought me a birthday present. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But the thing about it is he was scared that he would ruin the surprise for me, because he's like, baby, what is that thing that you've been talking about? I couldn't remember the name, and I was searching all kind of things like it, but I couldn't remember the exact name. I said, what are you talking about? He said, the planter thing. So you talking about the green stalk? He's like, yeah, that. I said, oh, okay, yeah, it's a green stalk. He says, well, and he told me this like 2 days before my birthday. And he said, I couldn't remember it, so, what would you like instead? And I'm like, well, because he asked me for my Amazon list, which I sent to Meredith by mistake. I was trying to send it to my husband on Facebook Messenger. And I come in here because my Messenger's not working on my phone right now for some unknown reason. So I came in here, did not pay attention. I had 2 windows open on my Facebook. One was Meredith and one was my husband. And I just had copied the link and sent it. And then I told my husband, like, did you get my list? And he's like, no. I said, babe, I just literally not even 5 minutes ago went in my computer into my workroom and did it on the laptop. And he's like, no. So I sent it to Meredith. But anyway, the end result of that was, he asked me, was there something on my list that I would rather have than the green stalk? And I was wavering between, because he was not going to bat an eye to get me that green stalk. And green stalks are not cheap. Okay? Well, the green stalk I wanted was not cheap. Usually they're like $150, but they were on sale for $99, which they do that sale pretty frequently. But I didn't want just the green stalk. I wanted the swivel base with wheels. I cannot use the wheels at this moment, but when we do the garden up at the, out there in the field, when we start building the greenhouse and all that stuff, I will have concrete pads for it to sit on and roll and whatnot, but I also wanted it to be able to swivel until then. So I bought the swivel base with wheels, okay? That added money to it. Then I wanted the lid that covers it so debris doesn't get down in the water, because it's a self-watering thing, sort of. You fill up the top and it just trickles down all the tiers. And I wanted the cover so that bugs and whatnot couldn't get in there and clog it up and, make it ineffective. Well, I took the cost of that and looked at my Amazon wish list, which I have a food processor. It's a KitchenAid food processor that is the same price. And so I'm sitting here weighing it, like what would it... And ultimately it come down to, yes, it is June, at the end of June, back when we were talking about this. And, like we're so far into July, today's July 7th. Wow, today's July 7th. Okay, it's Tuesday. You'll be seeing this tomorrow, or, well, I'll be uploading this tomorrow. But, I was like, we are almost into July, but I had planted those little faux green stalk things that you get from the Dollar Tree. $1.25 tree. Actually, I think it's more like $1.50 tree now. But anyway, I had bought some of those, and I had like 9 of them. Well, I had planted bush beans in those just to see if it would work, you know. And they were looking a little sad. So I was like, okay, I may not be able to plant anything other than transplanting those into the green stalk if I get the green stalk. But there was not enough room for the roots in the little bitty one, because I called it my faux green stalk. But the pots, it wasn't about that tall for each plant. So really not a whole lot of room. Because, you know, bush beans has a pretty good root system. So I was like, you know, I think I'm going to lean that way, because that KitchenAid mixer was calling my name. But I was scared that if I invested in that, it wouldn't work as much for me and my household as much as that green stalk would. Because that green stalk will give me my food that I'm wanting to have. Yes, the processor can process all my food, but I need to grow it first. So we went ahead and did that. And it came in over the weekend. All right. It came in Saturday, July 4th, believe it or not, from FedEx. And I didn't put it together because I knew I couldn't with my back. So my daughter-in-law came up yesterday on Monday, and she helped me, because you have to do it tier by tier. So we transplanted all of my things and put new soil. We ran out of soil, so we had to run to Walmart and get some more soil. And let me tell you, we were out there sweating so bad. My hair looked like I had washed it, and it wasn't. It was just pure sweat. My eyes were stinging from all the sweat getting in them. It was atrocious. But it was really nice to come inside my house and be cool with that AC. Which, it really hurt. That AC on top of my husband buying me that green stalk, that hurt the balance on my credit card. I tell you, we're going to recover from it, but I'm just saying. But you know, you don't know when those things are going to happen. And usually I have a cushion for those things. But the cushion was taken up with that stupid root canal. So, anyway, I'm going to, well, what little bit of cushion I had. It wouldn't have paid for the whole AC, but it would have paid for some of it. But I was a tired little turkey last night. And then after we did that, we went to Walmart, got the soil, come back, finished the top 2 tiers, because I got the 5 tier. Because I needed... Sorry. They have 2 tiers. They have 2 kinds. They have a 7 tier, and the slots are about that tall. Then they have a 5 tier where they're about that tall. I needed the 5 tier, the tall planter. What would, container maybe? I said slots, but I don't know what you would call them. But I needed those because of those root systems that those bush beans have. So I only had 1 spot left that's open right now, because we had all of those green beans. Now, to be fair, those green beans, some of them were 2 to a pot or 2 to a section. So when we put them in the green stalk, we split them. I was scared it was going to kill them. It hasn't even been 24 hours since they've been in that green stalk, and they are flourishing. They've perked up. You know, I'm seeing flowers today that were not there yesterday. So it's like, okay, we're going to be having us some more beans. The reason I say more beans, because I'm growing pole beans, stringless stringless, I think they're stringless Blue Lake green beans in my greenhouse or garden area, and so is my daughter-in-law. So we both had beans that we needed to can yesterday. Neither one of us felt like it. We did not start canning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we ended up canning down there because even though the new AC is here and it is cooling off my house isn't as well insulated, and it's not, it doesn't cool as well as theirs does. So my daughter-in-law's like, can we can at my house since it's freezing down in there? I said, yeah, we can do that. So after we finished everything here, we packed everything up and went down there. And I didn't leave till after mine and hers had already finished processing. I did need to come home and get dinner going, so she ended up waiting until the pressure dropped and then, you know, pulled the jars out of the canners and everything. Sometime today I need to go down there and get my jars and test them and wash them and everything so I can put them up. But I only got 5 jars, 5 pint jars, which for the very first picking of the, and you know, I started my beans late, so that's why I only have the 1 pickings. And there's still more down there. It's just I want them to get a little bigger. So I probably have another 5 pint jars maybe within a week. But I mean, I went down there before we left, or my daughter-in-law and my grandson went ahead and left, and I went down there to just grab any peas that I had not grabbed the day before. And because green beans, I said peas, but green beans, they grow super fast. So the ones that weren't ready yesterday were ready to, the day before were ready yesterday. And just like I can go out there right now and probably pick a good 2 handfuls, which is fine when I want to cook them, when I want to put them on a sheet pan and roast them in the oven fresh, because I love that. Get some roasted, some potatoes on a sheet pan and get them started, and then about 25 minutes left of the cooking, pop those fresh green beans on there. Chef's kiss. It is so good. But tomorrow we have, my menu is calling for the salmon bake. So I might add some green beans to that, because that is just roasted veggies and oven roasted or oven baked salmon. So I can't wait for that. I love that part of my menu. And that's one of the things that we have taken to eating even when I'm not doing my menu. Because it's just so good. Oh, speaking of my menu, I just used my last of my garbanzo or chickpeas that I canned up today. So I need to go ahead and get some of them soaking. Get my canner back from my daughter-in-law, because I did leave it all down there. Get all that back, and that way I can can me some garbanzo beans tomorrow. I might end up canning me, because I have all kind of beans. I just did lentils, but I have all kind of beans that I want to can, that I have dry beans. I want to get them canned up for the winter for soups and such. But garbanzo beans and lentils are stuff that I put on my salads a lot, even when I'm not on my menu, because they're a good source of protein with very minor carbs. But what carbs they do have are healthy carbs. So it's like, yum, yum. I'm stuffed because I had my salad before I started calculating all this, and I'm still full an hour and a half later from the time I ate my salad. And then I came in here and started weighing these things. But Oh, sorry about that, y'all. My glasses on my forehead, yawning. Yeah. It's a rough day. And I don't think I'd be this tired. Even, I mean, I've had 3 caffeine drinks today, so I should not be this tired. But yesterday took it out of me. I made sure I had my electrolytes and all that, so I didn't cramp up. But being out in that heat right now, triple digits, it'll wear you out quick. So I think what I'm going to do, I was going to film the tutorial, but the problem is in the time that I've been sitting here sharing this stuff with y'all, it's gotten a little warm in here. So I'm going to have to cut that AC back on, let it drop a good bit. I could film it in 2 days, I guess. Well, actually, I might not even have to do it in 2 days because I will have my ring light pointed down to the table. I might be able to do it today. We'll see. I still have not edited the yarn shop video from our trip. I need to do that because I'm dying to get my fingers in that yarn, which I can't. That's why I probably will never do 12 cast stones again at the beginning of the year, because I don't like feeling obligated to work on those, but having that many whips open is driving me insane. I thought I could be a multi-whip girl. I really did. Not to this degree. Not to this degree. Now I might expand myself, instead of being a total monogamous whip girl, to maybe having 1, 2 at the most. No, not maybe having 1. I always have 1. At least 1 knit and 1 crochet. So maybe I will expand it to have 2. Now, I mean 2 bigger projects, not just an on-the-go knit sock project, because I always have those, regardless of what I'm knitting. But anyway, I am going to get off here, and I do have a few things that I might flesh out. Oh, I'll tell y'all about that one next time. I'll remember, because I'll write it down. Okay. That way I won't forget. Alright. But I've been yapping on here long enough, and like I said, it's getting hot. That's the only reason why I wasn't going to go ahead and go into that, because y'all know when I get started talking about something, I won't stop. Okay? So, I'm going to get off here. Oh, I thought I had to sneeze. I'm going to get off here and see what trouble I can get into. In the meantime, find you some joy if you can. It's in your day. You just have to try to find it. Or you have to acknowledge that it might not be bells and whistles. It might just be like a little in your brain saying, ooh, that's joy. If it makes even if it doesn't make your face smile, I know this sounds weird, if it makes your brain smile, and I know that sounds weird, but it can happen. And I have a piece of hair, I think it's caught in the thing of my glasses, but regardless, I hope you find some joy today. Grab it, hold on to it, don't let go. Okay, I'm gonna get off here. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care of you, okay? Bye.